I should have got it up first, but. Okay, so good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for coming out. My name is Nicole. I'm a mom. I have a 4-year-old who starts school in September. Oh, you can't hear me? Is this better? Yes. Okay, sorry. So my name is Nicole. Thanks everyone for coming out. I'm a mom. I have a 4-year-old who starts school in September. We're lucky enough that we live in a small community that the school is not very big, so we get to be involved. I wish that we had the ability to stay home and teach the children ourselves. So as of right now, we are teaching while we can. So we're outside, we're digging in dirt, we're finding the worms, we're going fishing, all that fun stuff. I also have a 2-year-old, and I'm expecting another one due in September. Hoping for a boy. Hang on, I accidentally closed out of it. Sorry. Okay, so our government is looking for a new technology that will allow Canadians to confirm their identity during service transactions, such as applying to employment benefits, while maintaining trust and ensuring that privacy is protected. This will allow you to confirm your identity without having to show up in person or rely on partially paper-based processes, such as taking a photo. This is known as digital ID or digital credential. I am here today to speak on how this will affect not only us, but our children. Although it may sound great not having to wait in line and faster access to benefits, they don't like to discuss the negative effects it will have on our future. Digital ID is the 4th condition that has been added to the Canadian Health Transfer. This condition states that the digital ID system would combine all of your government ID, private healthcare data, and any other info the government decides is significant to be readily accessible to anyone who has access to your digital ID. This form of ID is being used in other countries and has been an entryway for further government control. It often leads to a social credit score, a cashless society, and other ways to control a population. We see Canada as a free nation, or at least it used to appear that way. But even if we look at other nations like Kenya, their Supreme Court deemed digital ID was unconstitutional in 1992, meaning this is in fact criminal. The biggest threat of digital ID is the loss of privacy that comes with it, our loss of informed consent. We will no longer have to sign consent form for a doctor or a government official to access your personal information. They will have full authority to do so without your consent. The New Brunswick province has assured us that they would never share our medical data with the federal government, but can we trust them? Some believe that it will be impossible, as not everyone has a smartphone. So how will they implement it? On the government website, it currently states that it is optional and that physical documents can still be used. But how long until it's no longer optional? Earlier, I mentioned a few things that digital ID will lead to. One being 15-minute cities, also known as smart cities. So what are the cities? The concept of these cities was started in 2013 by the Rockefeller Group under the name Resilient City. The Canadian government has used the term strategic plan to sneak this concept into city planning. Resilient cities are cities that have the ability to absorb, recover, and prepare for future shocks, such as things that are economical, environmental, social, and institutional. These cities promote sustainable development, well-being, and inclusive growth. Sounds great, right? This is what the government needs to implement the infrastructure to pull off smart cities. Our federal government started a Smart City Challenge last year where they got all major populated centers in each province to unknowingly sign up. There are millions to be won one for our city mayors if they don't ask questions and do as they're told. A smart city will keep the population controlled and locked down to their district, meaning you cannot leave your 15-minute walking distance without the government's approval or the purchase of a license to do so. We will not be able to freely travel, see our families, visit friends, or go to work without the approval of our government to leave your district. When I think of that, it kind of reminds me of the movie The Hunger Games. How will this affect rural areas in New Brunswick? Well, they will make it perpetually expensive to be able to purchase land, to build, or buy a home. Property taxes will skyrocket, and further bylaws and restrictions will be put on rural landowners. Do not be fooled. This is not about a sustainable future. This is about control of the population. One thing we can do to fight back is by educating others. Educate your family, friends, and even strangers on the street. Anyone who will listen. What does this mean for our children? To me, it means they will have no future or freedoms.
Yeah.
I want not only my children, but all children and future children to be free. To be able to stand up for what they believe is right, to visit their friend that lives a 30-minute drive away, to visit their grandparents that live an hour away. Remember when you were a kid, you got odd jobs in the summer, mowing someone's lawn for $5, or even shoveling someone's driveway in the wintertime?
No problem.
If we do not stand up now while we can, this will not be the future of our children. Say no to digital ID and 15-minute cities. Contact your MLAs, your MPs, mayors, and other elected government officials and tell them no. Another speaker we have today is Charlene.